What's good? This is JVB representing SPD, and that is SportsPerDiem.com. The Chicago Bears hold on to defeat the Cincinnati Bengals in the home opener at Soldier Field, 20-17. The biggest news in this game is that Justin Fields replaces Andy Dalton because Andy Dalton got injured in this game. He took over in the second quarter and played the rest of the way. Was Justin Fields good in this game? No. He wasn't really good in this game. He wasn't spectacular in this game. But guess what? That's all right. I'm not expecting, nor should you be expecting, Justin Fields to go out there and just be like Jesus with the football. Yes, a lot of fans, including myself, have been hyping him up. Yes, a lot of us Bears fans want him to start. Does that mean that he's going to be good in every single game that he plays? No. Justin Fields has a lot to learn in the National Football League, and that's why I wanted this man to play. I'm going to talk about Andy Dalton in a little bit, but Justin Fields, he needs this. There's no reason to play Andy Dalton unless you really need to play Andy Dalton. Justin Fields needs to learn. When you go out and you get a new job, more likely than not, you need that infield action. Yes, it's nice and it's cute to be trained, to be shadowing somebody else, but you need to get your hands dirty and get that work done so you can experience how it feels. You get to go out there, you make some mistakes, but you're learning. You're not just gonna go to a new job and learn it that fucking fast. You have to get the live reps. Practice is good. Practice is great. Everybody except Allen Iverson, they need practice. It's one thing to be practicing behind closed doors, behind the scenes, being coddled a little bit, than it is to actually go out there in game, in field action, and get the real fucking deal. And that's exactly what happened to Justin Fields in this game against the Bengals. As soon as Justin Fields got in the game, the Bengals defense blitzed, they blitzed, and they blitzed. And they showed blitz looks, then they dropped back. They were doing everything they can to confuse the rookie. That's what a defense is supposed to do against rookie quarterbacks in this league. I don't give a fuck what quarterback it was. They've had growing pains as rookies, as young quarterbacks in this league. So anybody that believes that Justin Fields shouldn't be out on the field playing, I disagree. I really believe that Justin Fields needs this. He needs to be out there to get that live game feel. And you forget that Justin Fields doesn't really have a relationship with Allen Robinson, with Darnell Mooney, these starting receivers on the team. We saw it today in the game. There were a couple of passes, one to Darnell Mooney and one to Allen Robinson in the end zone that could have been a touchdown that didn't connect. Shit like that is going to happen when you don't have that rapport with each other. The more times you're practicing with that person, you're out in live game action with that person, the better the chemistry is going to be. So looking at this performance from Justin Fields, I'm not surprised. Justin Fields has some nice plays in this game with his arm and his legs. As a matter of fact, on a big third down late in the fourth quarter, Justin Fields made something out of it, scrambled, and he got the first down. But he didn't have the greatest game in the world, and for a lot of Bears fans that may be concerned, it's okay. First of all, the Bears won because the defense fucking showed out in this game. Besides a couple of stupid-ass penalties from Deshaun Gibson and Robert Quinn, the Bears defense did a really good fucking job against the Cincinnati Bengals offense. There was a point in this game where the Bears forced 4 consecutive turnovers on the Cincinnati Bengals. You had the forced fumble on T. Higgins from Eddie Jackson. Deshaun Gibson scoops it up. Then you get 3 straight interceptions off of Joe Burrow, including a pick 6 from Roquan Smith. Roquan Smith on the way to the end zone, busting out a couple of running back moves. You can have Fred Warner, you can have Bobby Wagner. We got motherfucking Roquan Smith. Roquan Smith should have been an All-Pro last season. The Bears did give up a couple late touchdowns, within a minute. They gave up the long touchdown to Jamar Chase. And then after the Justin Fields interception, it gave the Bengals a short field, a very short field. And on the very first play, they get a touchdown from T. Higgins. And besides those stupid ass penalties from Deshaun Gibson and Robert Quinn, the Bears defense balled out, man. Sack after sack after sack, tackles for loss, key tackles, the key tackle from Eddie Jackson in this game, a key pass breakup from Kendall Vildor. I'm still not sold on Kendall Vildor being that other starting quarterback on the other side of Jalen Johnson. Like I mentioned, he had that big pass breakup earlier in the game, but he did get torched by Jamar Chase, and then he was the guy guard T. Higgins. I know it's a big guy, little guy thing, but still, I'm not sold on Kendall Vildor being the other starting cornerback on the Chicago Bears defense. But overall, the secondary had a pretty decent game, but the pressure from the front seven, the linebackers, the defensive line. Robert Quinn, where have you been, bro? Robert Quinn by far has had the best game he's ever had in a Chicago Bears uniform. Again though, hitting Joe Burrow on 3rd and 16 as he's out of bounds already. What the fuck were you thinking? Or better yet, were you thinking at all? Because that was a stupid fucking play. Not just that play, but on the first drive of the game for the Bengals where Deshaun Gibson is clapping over Jamar Chase after you got a 3rd down stop. You guys are two veterans on this team, on this defense. It's not just fucking stupid to do, but it's also a selfish thing to do. In that moment, you're putting yourself above the whole team, above everybody on defense. Now everybody on the defensive side, they gotta stay on the field after they thought they got the stop because your stupid ass. But the defense showed up and they showed out. They had a great game, coming off the heels of a very bad game last week on primetime television against the Rams. Now let's see if the Bears defense can take that momentum next week to Cleveland against Baker Mayfield, Nick Chubb, and his Cleveland Browns offense. But despite those 2 late touchdowns from the Cincinnati Bengals, the Bears hold on. They get a couple of key first downs, including the one I was talking about with Justin Fields. And then they got one from David Montgomery to chew the clock completely out and defeat the Cincinnati Bengals 20-17. Again, Justin Fields is not going to be a Hall of Famer as soon as he steps on the field. And I know Andy Dalton had a pretty solid game. While he was in the game, he led the Bears down the field on their very first drive to get a touchdown to Allen Robinson. He had a couple of nice passes to Darnell Mooney. Hell, he even ran with the ball a couple of times, but of course that second time he ran out of bounds, he pulled up lame. He came out the injury tent, but he was still on the sidelines. He came back into the game, but then he got sacked by DJ Reader, and then he was knocked out the game completely. Justin Fields came in, and like I said, he is not going to be a Hall of Famer. As soon as he touches the football, as soon as he's on the field, he's not going to be a Hall of Fame player. But Justin Fields needs to be the Chicago Bears starting quarterback. But overall, offensively, it wasn't a great game from the offense. Andy Dalton had some nice moments early in the game before he got knocked out the game. Darnell Mooney led the team in receptions. Allen Robinson had that touchdown pass, but I think he only had one other reception in his game. It was a big 3rd down play where he evaded the defender on the sideline, but besides that, I think those are the only 2 receptions he had. Of course, he had that could have been a touchdown that went right through his arms in the end zone in the 4th quarter, but Allen Robinson needs to be utilized more. Your tight ends. We're talking about a rookie quarterback in Justin Fields. A tight end is a quarterback's best friend. You have 3 effective receiving tight ends in Cole Kmet, Jimmy Graham, and Jesse James. When it's 3rd down and you need a big 3rd down conversion, or you're in the red zone, you need a big conversion to get a touchdown, you have to, if you're Justin Fields, look at those tight ends. Cole Kmet and Jimmy Graham are 2 big fucking dudes. Those are 2 big targets at your disposal on the field. You have to pay attention to that because those little passes in the middle to those tight ends converting those first downs. It's going to open up more on the outside to your speedy guys, to Allen Robinson, to Darnell Mooney, to Marquise Goodwin, to Damiere Byrd. But I believe that Justin Fields should be the quarterback from here on out. It's time to watch this guy grow into the quarterback that I believe, and a lot of you guys believe, he could be. But guys and girls, it's a Bears win. The Bears win. The Bears are 1-1 on the very young season. But y'all let me know y'all Chicago Bears week 2 reactions down below in the comment section. But I'm out. Like the video and share the video. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys listening. I appreciate you guys sharing this video. But until next time, take it easy. God bless. Peace. Bear down, baby.